Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Adventure 2. Last time we finished the Dark Story, today we're going to the last story. And yeah, this should be the final part. Let's go.
What's going on? Why doesn't the cannon fire? What's happening here?
Did his VA change?
It's my grandfather, Gerald Robotnik.
What's that vibration?
Hey, wait! Someone is coming.
You haven't given up yet?
No, it's all over for us.
What do you mean?
I just received a message from my boss. This space colony Ark is currently approaching the Earth at an incredible velocity. It probably will impact Earth.
What's that on the screen?
This is a death sentence for every human being on Earth. If my calculations are correct, the space colony Ark will impact the Earth in 27 minutes and 53 seconds. All of you will be destroyed, along with your beloved planet Earth.
What, is there a nuke on the Ark? Like, it's so small.
I plan to give you a taste of my revenge once all the 7 Chaos Emeralds are collected. Once I initiate this program, it cannot be disabled. All of you ungrateful humans who took everything away from me will feel my loss and despair.
Is there anything else you want to say?
No.
Ready!
What's going on here? Who is that?
I plan to give you a taste of my revenge.
The vibration's getting
once all the
worse.
Professor Gerald Robotnik, one of the greatest scientific minds in the world, and my grandfather.
What? I knew you were behind all this. Stop it right now, or else...
I'd have done this a long time ago if I had the chance.
What do you mean?
You're pretty persistent for a hedgehog, aren't you? You're still alive.
Just
huh?
letting Knuckles pilot the shuttle on the way over here was more dangerous than you could ever be.
What is this?
This is my grandfather's diary.
I don't quite know what happened or what went wrong. Was it a mistake to create the ultimate life form? I thought it would be something that would benefit mankind, but then the military guards landed on the colony that day. They were sent to destroy the research project that I had been working on. My colleagues at the research facility, my granddaughter, Maria, I hope you are all safe. The colony was completely shut down, probably to keep the prototype from falling into the wrong hands.
The Ark was shut down under the premise that there had been an accident. I found Maria's name among those who died when the Ark was shut down. She meant everything to me, and I couldn't bear the thought that she died because of my research. I lost everything. I had nothing more to live for. I went insane. All I could think about was to avenge her. Somehow, some way. I got scared as I no longer was able to control my thoughts. All I could think about was that I wanted it all to... Based on my original projections, I was able to complete my project, Shadow. I designed its mind to be perfect. Pure. I will leave everything to him. If you wish, release and awaken it
If you wish to fill the world with destruction... Oh, so that's why you released Shadow from the base.
The Eclipse cannon is now highly reactive and explosive. This is because the Chaos Emerald is overpowered. If the colony collides with Earth, it will shatter into pieces like my grandfather. That mad scientist.
That should be you, right? We have to stop the space colony now.
The space colony arc position may have shifted due to the amount of energy given off by the emeralds. We have to stop the energy.
But how?
That's it. There is a way to stop the energy. We have to use your emerald. You're the one that told me that the Master Emerald has the power to stop the Chaos Emerald.
That's right. If I use this, I just might be able to stop the Chaos Emerald.
The reaction of the Chaos Emeralds is moving toward the cannon's core. It may be too late.
There still may be some time left. If we pull together, we might be able to get to the shortcut that leads to the core.
No worries. Just leave it to me. I'm the world's fastest hedgehog.
Then, let's get to work.
I'm being completely honest, I am not invested in this story in the slightest. Like, that was just... Can I destroy him? Thank you. But like, that was just a complete info dump. And like, it's just so ridiculous. Like, okay, so they killed Robotnik's grandfather's granddaughter, so Robotnik's mom. Do I have to destroy you? Why are you not destroyed? Okay. Cool. But yeah, they killed Robotnik's mom. Wait. Did he say grandfather or great-grandfather? So then technically, what, they killed Robotnik's sister? Yeah, I don't even know what I was doing wrong there. But regardless, they killed Robotnik's family member, so if that was indeed like the equivalent of his sister, then fine. Oh no, please. But I was about to be like, how would Robotnik exist if his mom was killed? But if that was his great-grandfather, then fine. But also just like the quick and immediate, let's all work together.
Okay.
Are you gonna talk? Which, I mean, enemies having to work together can be effective. It works amazingly in like Mario, like Super Mario RPG, Super Paper Mario, Bowser's Inside Story. It can work. This one, it just, like, happened. Like, instantaneously. I don't know how to feel about it. What have I done? I made it through, okay. Oh my god. What am I even looking at? I don't know. Okay, just stand here and destroy shit. Okay. Made it. I mean, the idea of having a gauntlet of, like, enemies or just level as we're all, like, working together, that is neat. But yeah, the story is just... I don't care. As mean as that sounds. I don't know, it's just... Whenever a game that has a history of being, like, lighthearted to an extent and chill, just tries to get all, like, edgy and grimdark, I get, like, emotionally detached. Like, when the stakes get to the point where it's like, oh, we're all going to die, like... Okay. Well, that sucked. But yeah, it happened in Pokemon too. Like, I like Pokemon games. I'm cool with the stories. But when we got to, like, Gen 6, where Team Flare was like, you know, they didn't want to, like, just steal Pokemon. They wanted to bring about the apocalypse. Which was just stupid. Oh my god, I hate these enemies. Great, great, I'm gonna die again. Cool. Cool. We could just do that. And granted, I know, like, Gen 3, the actions of Team, like, Magma and Team Aqua could bring about the destruction of the world. But that wasn't their intent. Both just wanted to bring about, like, making a utopia for Pokemon of their, like, just personal preference. But yeah, like, you know, Team Aqua, oh, we want to make a haven for water Pokemon. Well, then that means the world would have been flooded, and that's not good. Team Magma wanted to make a haven for, like, fire Pokemon, and that would have screwed up the world too. But with this, and like the case with Gen 6, like, you fucking, but yeah, like Pokemon Gen 6. Oh my god! Flair's whole plan was just, yeah, we're just gonna bring about the apocalypse. Hope you're cool with that. I don't know.
There should be a security door somewhere in this room.
I hate this. If the camera could actually be, like, good. Cool. I'm going to... So, if I lose, do I start over from the very beginning with fucking Tails? Because... this is just more and more making me honestly kind of regret getting the Steam version. I probably would have had a far easier time if I would have emulated this game. But I still would be dealing with, like, the bad camera and just... okay. Do not make me start this over. Okay. Oh my god. Great! This is just what I want to see now. Rouge. Yeah, and I'm sorry for just being, like, the grumpiest of grumpy Gus's throughout a large portion of this LP. Like, without hyperbole, this was one of the most infuriating LPs I've ever done. Infuriating might be a bit too strong there, but it was frustrating. Because from day one, I was just plagued with like technical issues. And then we deal with the fact that, like, I don't know, I did play... What does this do? Do they want me to get in the middle?
This must be the switch to drain the water. But you have to open this capsule.
Okay. So yeah, a lot of like 3D platformers of this era, like, I feel didn't really age too well, despite the fact that I did grow up with a lot of them. But it's another reason why I don't really care for Super Mario 64. Like, the camera is your biggest enemy in that game. What am I doing? Oh, I guess I go in there. And the camera did make some moments of this game harder than they needed to be. Not to mention, like, I just kind of prefer... Like, after playing a lot of this, I just prefer Sonic Adventure 1. Oh my god. What am I doing? No! I have come too dang far. Okay. Cool. Just let me through, please. Please just let me through. Okay. But yeah, the technical difficulties, the camera. It was just a perfect storm.
The switch to the security lock is located somewhere down there.
Okay. So maybe, like, if I would have... played a version of this that was a little more stable. Or if I would have emulated it, maybe. I would probably have had a better time, all things considered. internet YouTuber that I've mentioned before that I've been a fan of for ages, Scottish Duck. I consulted his LP again, and like, when he LP'd this, he was making it a point to say like, no, I am only ever going to play the Dreamcast version of this game. And I just thought that was him being him, just like, oh, you. With your quirky decisions, but I don't know. I'm about to die. Cool. You... okay. I start over from the very beginning. Why the fuck are you talking to me?
System alert. System alert.
Yeah, you...
System area. Initiate debug program.
Oh, this is fun. Oh, but the thought that I didn't really complete, like, is the Dreamcast version more stable than this one, or what? Because that's just hilarious if true. Yeah, I looked up what to do. Okay, I was about to say, like, where do I go from here? So I looked up in a sense of, like, where do they want me to go? So it's just a matter of, like, switching back and forth. Okay. I didn't pay too much attention to where the next thing is. Is it right in there? Okay. Probably should have got the one up. That was in the big room. I am very much on edge. Bubble? That's a bubble shield. I guess it doesn't count. Okay, great. Or is it just a regular shield? Okay, I see this Knuckles level is going to be utter bullshit. That was annoying. Cool. What do they want from me? I can't rotate the camera up or down to see what... Oh. No! You gotta love level gauntlets. No.
Let's do it.
Oh man, it's post-commentary cat. Yeah, I'm recording post-commentary for the rest of this here LP. Not currently watching the video, so I will have this edited to, like, you know, be silent over any cutscenes that might happen. If I go long, we'll see. I don't know. But, yeah, well, you're about to see my successful rambling attempt of the final level on my thoughts on this game. Final bosses. Yeah, like I said, this is the successful run. It was stressful. it was very stressful, to say the least, and I had kind of forgotten how to do like Knuckles' part when I went here. But yeah, it's stressful, and I'm not going to really go over like the final sequence in my rant, but yeah, after, well, I say rant, just ramble. I wasn't angry or anything, but yeah, I feel this wasn't the strongest ending sequence for a Sonic game. Like, I mean, this final level, it is what it is. It's perfectly fine to have a like hard final level that goes through all the characters. I just was dealing with some frustration from the perfect storm of bad events and the game crashing and all that stuff. But yeah, like, the final level itself is perfectly fine, though some parts are a little spottier than others. Like, I don't know, that moment on Sonic's level where you have to like home in on that enemy that's over a gap and then home back to the ledge before you die. That was stressful. Yeah, no real notes to give on this final section. I was just very scared, very nervous when I got to the giant water slide. I was barely breathing, gripping the controller hard, ready to jump over like any pit or hidden spike thing. I was not about to start over again. After that, though, we have the two final bosses. And, Biolizard, it was fine. Like, difficulty-wise, it kind of fits the, like, where it's positioned. I mean, I still just am confused, like, why that was the ultimate weapon, or rather using the ultimate weapon in Shadow to summon the Biolizard and destroy Earth. Like, Biolizard is just weird. And I felt like I missed something, but I didn't, because I was watching this, but it's like, dude, why are you here? Who hoops are you? What are you doing? But the fight itself was fine. But the final Hazard fight was not good. I mean, I guess they wanted to go for like a cinematic end, but it just felt awkward and like not difficult at all. Like, you just like navigate through the lasers and other stuff it's throwing at you to hit the weak points, and you just switch back and forth between Sonic and Shadow with them saying some like lame catchphrases and stuff. It was just kind of And no, I wasn't looking for something super difficult like, you know, the final boss of Sonic 2 or anything, but something a little more involved than that. It's kind of like with, for example, Final Fantasy X. Like, the final boss, they make a big deal out of it and there's all this fanfare, but it's also a fight you can't lose. Literally, if your characters die, they get revived immediately because of where you're fighting the boss. So it's just, it kind of falls flat, and like this one did too, because yeah, if like you mess up, one of the hedgehogs is like, oh, I have to go back to the base and like collect more rings, it's up to you to get the next hit in, and then it switches, and I don't know. Yeah, wasn't feeling the final boss. Not much else to really say there, so here comes the long final thoughts of the game. Oh, and as for like the credits scenes, those were kind of lame too, I'm not gonna lie. Like, also, did I miss something? Because I could have sworn I was sitting here watching everything, mean, I did get up to grab like my phone, but I was only away for like 10-15 seconds tops after beating the Finalhazard, and like Shadow died or was presumed to be dead, because I know he comes back in Shadow the Hedgehog, and I mean, even, you know, Sonic Heroes and all that stuff, which is a part of the same canon. But what did I miss where it was presumed that Shadow died? Like, he was there with Sonic. He struck a winning pose with Sonic. And then everybody's on the ship just like, oh man, Shadow, he sacrificed himself to save everyone. Like, what? No, he was right there. Like, did I miss something? Did something happen that quickly in like 10 seconds? That's, well, I mean, I'll be able to find out when I edit this video together, so yeah. Anyway, on to my thoughts. And like, I admit, I probably shouldn't have played a lot when I was in like bad moods from the technical difficulties, but also it's like, these are just common difficulties people encounter from playing the Steam version of this, where there exists like mods, tons of mods to make the game like dang near playable on Steam, or just so many things you have to do in a specific fashion. Like, before, one of the mods I installed was able to like fix some crashing issues. Wait, no, I ultimately didn't install the mod, actually, because... Or did I just use compatibility mode? I don't know. There was, like, a ton of just documentation on how to get around the various glitches and bugs and crashes of the Steam version, which is built on the GameCube version, which... Once again, like this channel, this LP channel I watch, the dude is like a huge Sonic fan. He has played every Sonic game, and he even likes some games that some people hate. Not Sonic 06 though, he hates that one. But yeah, like, he loves Sonic Adventure 2, but he only ever plays it on Dreamcast. But even still, like, technical issues aside, I'm struggling to see how this is such a beloved Sonic game. And I don't mean this to sound, like, mean-spirited, and, like, obviously what I'm about to ask next, like, I would never just, like, crap on somebody's opinions or anything, or just be belligerent and be like, oh, well, what about this and this? But genuinely, I want to know, like, if you really like Sonic Adventure 2, could you please explain to me why in the comments or so? Like, just general curiosity, because I don't know, it's like a lot of 3D platformers of this era admittedly didn't age well. But I can still understand why some people might have them, like, just beloved, while others might greatly dislike them. And that is a thing with a lot of 3D platformers of this time. Because, yeah, there is a very, very loud majority that loves Mario 64. But then you have a lot of people who don't like it. And, you know, same could be said for Donkey Kong 64. Banjo-Kazooie, I yet to hear anything negative about that, but yeah, like, it's just, I don't know. I'm just genuinely curious. I see a lot of people hold this one in regard, like even the people I mentioned before who were discussing like good Sonic games, and they were asked their favorite, and one of the hosts said his was the one with Shadow, Sonic Adventure 2. And I guess I'm just trying to wrap my head around it, because admittedly I preferred Sonic Adventure 1 by a large margin, because even taking out the technical difficulties, you have a story that to me is a little bit on the weak side. Mostly because the game tries to take itself too seriously. More on that in a bit. The camera is just bad, but what can you do? That comes with the territory of this era. Like, Mario 64's camera annoys me greatly too. Like, the pacing is just bizarre. And I know having a hub world could be considered like busy work. Oh, you have to get from point A to point B, and that can pad out the game in a way where it doesn't need to. Kind of like in Sonic Adventure 1. But I kind of enjoy traveling around the like overworld and getting from point A to point B. Which I know is hilarious to say when I'm someone who also greatly prefers Sonic Unleashed Wii over the 360 and PS3 versions. And if you're unaware of that, like, you know, it's a 3D Sonic game, but in the like 360 and PS3 versions, there is just a vibrant, well, okay, there is a world select, but each time you go to a different location, it's just open exploration. You're running around the town, and then you get to where the like level is going to take place. Whereas in the Wii version, there is no exploration. Everything is just menu based, and you see the story play out in cutscenes and stuff. But and I think the reason I prefer that version over the next gen version is because the pacing isn't really affected negatively compared to this Sonic Adventure 2. Because like you do a level and then immediately you're into story, and then you see like just a whole bunch of exposition, and then you're thrown into another level, and it's like, oh, okay, you beat that level, and now you're, like, teleporting to freaking Egypt, and then you're in space, and it just happens so quick with little build-up. To me. And then as far as the gameplay is concerned, I mean, for the most part, the majority of the gameplay I liked. Like, the Sonic and Shadow levels are fun. I wanted more of those. The Tails and Robotnik levels were fun, and, like, teetering between, like, okay and fine to good and fun. But the Knuckles and Rouge levels were a slog. Especially the one where it was like, oh, you have a time limit, and it's just... I didn't enjoy that. Which is also weird, because I had no real problem with the like search around levels in Sonic Adventure 1. But I think you also had like just more gameplay options there than you did in this one, because yeah, you have 6 characters you can play as in Sonic Adventure 2, but you only get 3 distinct play styles. Whereas in Sonic Adventure 1, you got Sonic. You have, like, Amy, who sort of functions like a beat-em-up in her levels. Knuckles is the search and find. Tails, I kind of forgot what Tails does. Omega, or Sigma, the robot, he's the little shoot-em-up thing that you get with Tails and Robotnik in 2, and you have Big the Cat, who's just fishing. Like, you get more distinct play styles with that one than you do in here. And they're paced better too, not to mention, oh, okay, you don't like or you're having a little trouble on one story, well, you can leave and go to somebody else's story and play that for a minute. Whereas with Adventure 2, you're just kind of locked into the story. And yeah, you have light story and dark story, but like I said, you're just going back to the same 3 play styles when you switch stories. Nothing against the final levels being hard. I mean, it is what it is. The final levels of a platformer are going to be hard. I think my frustration was just compounded because of the frustration with the game, the cameras, the technical difficulties, all that just forming a perfect storm. Oh, and also the point that I was alluding to earlier in the story just taking itself too seriously. Like, you can have just a ex-villain wants to destroy the world story and it'll be perfectly fine. But there's a difference between, you know, Marvin the Martian wanting to blow up the Earth because it's blocking his view of Venus, compared to Robotnik's granddad wanting to blow up the Earth because the humans killed his entire family and then executed him. Which, you know, as a story, that can work. But it doesn't really work in a Sonic game, to me. And that is the thing here. Like, everything just felt too serious in this game. Like, Sonic didn't really have too many wisecracks. There was no real, like, humor or jokes outside of, like, you know, Tails screwing up, like, oh, how'd you know that wasn't the real Emerald? And then, like, his expression, but I think that was unintentional. But yet, compared to just the jokes and levity of the first game, like, it just felt too serious. And this is a series where you're just playing as a blue hedgehog, a talking blue hedgehog, just running and collecting rings. And the story scale doesn't really mesh well with other games in the series, because even going back to, say, Sonic 06, it took itself very seriously. And I can't help but just, like, roll my eyes when watching people play that, because it's like, this is not a serious game. You're just talking anthropomorphic animals running fast. And I'm not saying you can't have, like, a deep story in, like, a bright, colorful, sort of, like, targeted for all audiences games. I mean, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door and Super Paper Mario are deep games. I mean, Super Paper Mario was probably the most mature story Nintendo has ever told in one of their, like, first party titles. But, like, there's still a hint of levity there. Like, there's still fun to be had, and yeah, and it builds up to serious moments, like when the Samurai Kingdom gets blown up. Like, yeah, there's levity leading up to it, but then as you're going, things sort of slowly morph into becoming more and more serious, and then the entire kingdom just gets destroyed, and you wind up in the underworld. And it's like, yeah, it's a bit of, like, just emotional whiplash, but it's effective. And it doesn't feel like the game's insulting you or just trying to be grim, dark, and edgy for the sake of being grim, dark, and edgy. Which I feel happens quite a bit with Sonic. Namely, like, I mean, well, especially with Sonic 06 and Shadow the Hedgehog, there's a reason there's so many Shadow the Hedgehog memes out there, like Owl the Edge, because it's just trying to take itself a little too seriously, in my opinion. And even just going back to like these people I watched who played through Sonic 06, when they beat one of the stories and then like the All Hail Shadow song came on, like they weren't sort of like into it or anything, like they were just bursting out laughing at the absurdity of everything, and that's kind of not what you want. But I don't know, like overall I just feel this story was a bit too serious, especially when you have other games in this series where like Sonic 06, where, you know, Robotnik just wants to destroy this new planet to make his own theme park. It's ridiculous, it's dumb, but it's light enough and it fits with the whole Sonic canon mythos. Just it works. And even the original Sonic games, I mean, okay, you have Robotnik just destroying the like environment, and there wasn't really much in the way of like talking or jokes in those, but they still felt like light-hearted games in a way that I didn't really get with Sonic Adventure 2. And I think that's just my disconnect, where it's like the Sonic games where there tries to be a super serious plot with everything on the line. It's like, I don't really care. Like when I played Sonic Forces, it was just, this is dumb. I just want to play the Sonic levels, thank you. Whereas with Sonic Generations, I was like, oh neat, this is fun. Oh, and this like evil power is going to destroy everything, but still it just felt fun, and there were just, I don't know. Like, it's not an all or nothing thing with Sonic, and you shouldn't look into anything as like all or nothing. Either you love every game or you hate every game. Like, come on. And I know there is still like a large gap of Sonic that I've never played. So yeah, prior to doing this YouTube channel, it's like I played Sonic 2 and 3 and CD, and then I didn't play another Sonic game until Sonic Unleashed. So that's like, what, a 15-year gap? But did Sonic Unleashed come out in like 2009? Yeah, like over 15 years between CD and Unleashed. Did it come out in 09? I think so. I know it. I played it when I was in college. Yeah, like that's a freaking huge gap. Like, oh, kid me in like second or third grade playing Sonic CD, and then I next play a Sonic game in college. So, you know, there's probably some good Sonic games I'm missing. I heard Sonic Heroes was actually pretty good. May try that at one point. The Wii games in Black Knight and Seven Rings, I've heard people be fairly down on those, but I also know some people who genuinely like them. And like, not even as guilty pleasures, but just genuinely like them because they were fun and tried something new. So yeah, you know, I might give those a shot one day. And I heard also the Sonic Advance games are good too. So yeah, I just have like weird thoughts about this game. It's like just too many negative ones for me to really love it like how I like Sonic Adventure. And I'm just, I just want to see why like people really like this one. You know, and like I said before, I'm not going to be belligerent. I'm not going to argue with anyone who might leave a comment, but I'm just genuinely curious.
I hate it when they leave me behind. Look, it's Shadow. I really gotta stop whining. Everyone's trying their best to help out, and so must I. Shadow, we need you. Please help us.
It's all going according to plan. There's no reason for me to help them. Besides, there's no way to save anyone.
There has to be. I know that people fight over the most trivial things. Some people may be selfish, like the professor said. But they're basically good if they try their best and never give up on their wishes. They always have a reason to be happy. That's why you should help them out. Saving them is a good thing. Shadow, I beg you, please do it for them. Give them a chance.
Shadow, I beg of you, please, do it for me.
Maria!
For the future, for all people who live on that planet, give them a chance to be happy. Let them live for their dreams. Shadow, I know you can do it. That's the reason why you were brought into this world. Sayonara, Shadow, the Hedgehog.
I promised her, and I must keep that promise. That's what Maria wished for. I've got to go now. I have to keep my promise to Maria and you.
What's that? It looks just like the shrine of the Master Emerald.
They probably designed the core like the shrine to harness the power of the Chaos Emeralds.
All of you ungrateful humans who took everything away from me will feel my loss and despair. All of you ungrateful humans who took everything away from me will feel my loss and despair.
Could this be the prototype of the ultimate life form that was supposed to be encapsulated?
Leave this one to me.
Shadow, what are you doing?
I'll take care of this while you run to get the Chaos Emerald.
But yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for listening to my overly verbose rambling and my just all over the place thoughts. Yeah. Overall, it wasn't my favorite LP. Like, I am gonna say, just come around and say it was one of the more frustrating ones. But I am aware that some of that frustration is solely based on the port I was playing. And my experience, at least in terms of the technical side of things, probably would have been better had I just emulated this or found better mods. But you shouldn't really have to heavily mod a game to enjoy it. Stares at Bethesda. But yeah, I mean, I'm still glad I played it because it's yet another Sonic game from the decade plus where I hadn't played Sonic because I thought, ooh, I'm too cool for Sonic and it's lame and it's try-hardy. But I mean, Sonic 2 Adventure 2 did kind of feel like try-hardy, edgelordy, But Sonic Adventure I really did like. I enjoyed streaming that. But yeah, that's been Sonic Adventure 2. Not every game's going to be a winner, but I still appreciate it being thrown in there as a choice. Broaden your horizons, play different games, things you might have missed over the years, etc., etc. But yeah, thanks again to Young Rider for selecting Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. there probably this will probably be it, because I know there is a secret level, but that would involve me doing all of the stage select challenges for every single level in the game. You know, like find 100 coins on each stage, find 10 animals on each stage, find the chow on each stage, and I'm good. Like, even if I did love the game, I would have to think hard about that one. Like, I don't know, Chief. I don't know, because that's a lot of grinding. You know, when they say, "Oh, the game has replay value," it's like, you consider that replay value? But that's just me, because even like on games where it's like, oh, time trial mode, you know, I tend to ignore that. Crash Bandicoot being one of the few exceptions. But yeah, so probably will be it for Sonic Adventure 2 on the channel, but it won't be the end of Sonic. It'll return in some capacity. I mean, there's still more Sonic games out there to play, and you know, I love Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Colors, so I could always LP those at some point. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. Enjoy the rest of this here video, or if I've talked longer than the rest of the video, well, I'll see you later. Goodbye.
Get out, you ugly prototype!
The servers are the 7 Chaos. Chaos is power. Power is enriched by the heart. The controller is the one that unifies the chaos. Only you can do this.
Stop the Chaos Emeralds!
Is it gone?
Is that what Chaos Control is?
Since we've stopped the Chaos Emeralds, why is the space colony still on a crash course to Earth? Sonic?
collect rings. Keep him busy for a while.
Son, leave it to me. I'll destroy it.
Where did you get all that power? Shadow, are you okay?
I'll collect the rings. Now it's up to you, Sonic.
Shadow, you need rest. Let me give it a try. Ouch!
Sonic, we're in danger. The colony will enter the atmosphere in about 4 minutes.
Yeah, take that, you creep! Shadow, are you okay?
Here I come, you creep!
Shadow, how's your ring energy? Make sure to change places with me to collect more rings. We've almost got it. Yeah, take that, you creep. Shadow, are you okay?
Here I come, you creep!
Can you both hear me? The Ark is close to the Earth. Please, hurry up!
I must destroy all the evil the Professor has created.
No way that's getting through.
Shadow, I beg of you,
Maria!
give them a chance to be happy.
Now, Shadow! Chaos control!
Maria, this is what you wanted, right? This is my promise I made to you.
Where is Shadow? Do you really think that the Professor created him, Shadow, to carry out the revenge on all those who live here on Earth?
He was what he was. A brave and heroic hedgehog who gave his life to save this planet. Shadow the Hedgehog.
I guess you're right.
As a child, I looked up to my grandfather because of all the great things he accomplished in his life. He was my hero, and I wanted to be a great scientist like him. But did he really mean to destroy us?
I don't know, but what I do know is we all did it together.
You're right.
So what's next for you, Rouge? Off again to find those jewels you love so much?
Nah, I think I'm gonna give up this line of work. Too much work for too little pay. Anyway, I've got something better than jewels that I'm thinking about right now. It'll all work out, you'll see.
If you say so.
Created the ultimate life form.
What's the matter, Sonic?
Oh, it's nothing. Come on, let's go home. To the planet as cool and blue as me. Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.